November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. Passengers on Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 settle into their seats for a short, routine flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. Nothing seems unusual, just another ordinary flight, until a man in seat 18C changes everything. His name? No one knows for sure, but he buys his ticket under the name Dan Cooper, a name that will soon become legendary. He's wearing a dark suit, a neatly pressed white shirt, a black tie, and a pair of sunglasses. A businessman, by all appearances. Calm, unassuming. He lights a cigarette, because back then you could smoke on planes. Then he orders a bourbon and soda, and just as the plane takes off, he hands the flight attendant a note. She doesn't read it at first, probably assuming it's just another businessman flirting. But then he leans in and whispers something that sends chills down her spine. The flight attendant's hands tremble as she opens the note. It's neatly written in all capital letters. I have a bomb in my briefcase. I want $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck ready in Seattle to refuel the plane. No funny business or everyone dies. Her breath catches in her throat. She looks at Cooper. His face calm, expression unreadable. He opens his briefcase just enough for her to see cylinders, wires, and red sticks, possibly dynamite. She rushes to the cockpit, relaying his demands to the pilot. Within minutes, the plane is flying in circles above Seattle while authorities scramble to gather the ransom money and parachutes. But Cooper? He's the picture of patience. He sips his bourbon, smokes another cigarette, chats politely with the flight attendants. Not the kind of man you'd expect to hijack a plane. Hours later, Flight 305 finally lands in Seattle. FBI agents and airline officials work fast. They deliver $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills, weighing nearly 22 pounds, along with 4 parachutes. Cooper releases the 36 passengers. He keeps the pilots and a few crew members. His next demand? Fly to Mexico City, but keep the plane low, under 10,000 feet. The plane takes off again, but Cooper isn't heading to Mexico. Somewhere over the thick forests of Washington, around 8 p.m., he does the unthinkable. He lowers the rear stairs of the plane, a feature unique to this Boeing 727. The pilots feel a sudden change in air pressure, and then he jumps into total darkness, into a raging storm, carrying $200,000 strapped to his body, wearing only a business suit and a parachute. No one ever sees him again. The investigation begins. When the plane lands safely in Reno, Nevada, the FBI swarms the scene. They find his black tie, 2 of the parachutes, and cigarette butts, but no Cooper. For the next 45 years, the FBI hunts for him. They interview thousands of suspects. They scour the forests of Washington. They analyze the ransom bills, hoping they'll show up somewhere. And then, nearly a decade later, a breakthrough. 1980. A young boy named Brian Ingram is digging in the sand along the Columbia River, near Vancouver, Washington, and suddenly he finds something strange. 3 stacks of rotting $20 bills buried in the sand. Serial numbers confirm it's part of Cooper's ransom money. But how did it get there? Did Cooper bury it? Did it wash up from the river? The FBI is stumped. Over the years, countless theories emerge. Did Cooper die in the wilderness, jumping from a plane at night in freezing temperatures into rough terrain? Many believe he didn't survive. Or did he escape and start a new life? Some say he was a skilled skydiver, a mastermind who pulled off the perfect crime. Was he an ex-military man? A rogue CIA agent? Or was he just an ordinary guy with extraordinary guts? The case becomes one of the greatest mysteries in FBI history, and in 2016, after 45 years, the FBI officially closes the case. To this day, no one knows who D.B. Cooper really was, where he landed, or if he's still out there. Maybe he's an old man now, sipping bourbon, watching the news, smirking as we all still wonder, where did D.B. Cooper go? What do you think happened? Did Cooper get away with the perfect crime, or did he perish in the wilderness? Leave your theories in the comments, and if you love real-life mysteries, hit subscribe, because we have more stories to tell.